Ronny Mondon here, and welcome to my review of Kakegurui episode 7. I find it again, this anime is so lackluster on the gambling. It's a short review here. I think I'm just repeating myself every week on top of this anime, right? Some episodes have been good, but this episode, as episode 6, has been really, really weak, I think. This episode, like, nothing happened. Like, they kind of concluded the thing, but looking at the pacing of it, right? Like, they had the first 10 minutes before they actually gambled. And the whole gambling again is just like, yeah, you just ran a card. Oh yeah, it's not a gambling. It's a mental thing about beating her but not beating her. So I always feel called this anime gambling is a disgrace. And I say it again here. Wow, so little gambling. So yeah, fine. We got her backstory, which was extremely short, right? We just got like, okay, she was very good at everything, or I guess gambling at least. Somehow, because she's horrible at gambling currently, which Yumeko correctly noticed later on there. That was by far the best scene. So that was a great scene, though. And then she met Captain, who's instantly lost. And I was like, I think even that to me kind of bite me the wrong way, because it went from like, oh, I'm the best player in the world, apparently beating everyone. Suddenly I meet the Captain, and it goes like this. Okay, I meet Captain, and bam, like that. And I was like, so I guess Captain, of course, is the best player. She's the greatest player ever in all the games. Obviously, she's the high antagonist and the main opponent to beat. But still, that was weird, if you ask me. That was weird. Like, that transition is just kind of silly. How she's like, oh, I beat everyone so easily. And suddenly, Captain was there, bam. And then I was like the worst player ever. Like, there's like, really? That she did it by herself, though. That was pretty. That was good. Didn't see that coming. But at the same time, you just kind of feel like she is the weird, crazy one, instead of having like some ordeal. I don't know. And of course, Captain saying next time you have to bet your heart instead. That was good though. So it was kind of a weird scene. It felt like it could have been more dramatic. I felt that the first 10 minutes there should have been the intense game. I think that's one problem that Adam has. That you saw them like after the game was played and she lost. And this was a weird build-up. Okay, we actually know how she. We do know she doesn't have one eye though, I guess, in the future. But still though, I think that scene could have been a better backstory. The same thing, but having them actually play the last minute of that game, she's like, if I lose this game now, I have to bet my eye or something like that. You just have some kind of tension to it, have some kind of narrative drama to it. So it's like, oh, the game is already over. She's like, oh, you lost this now. Okay, but it's like, it was weird. That was weird to me. And I never get where this anime they don't ever build up stuff. They're really bad at building up the actual games. And this true in this case, we knew the result though, so it wasn't that interesting, I suppose. But still, that felt a little like maybe she should actually kind of build it up and not just do it. That was kind of off-putting. Of course, that also is a general problem with the whole battle they have there in the facility. That is just like, you know exactly what it's gonna be. I think it's silly to say that you don't know that they're both gonna obviously go away there without any injury. That is very, very obvious. Because this anime never pushes the boundary. They never takes the actual leap and say, okay, this is actually going to happen now. Like, they never do in this anime. So you know that she's not going to hurt her. You know that she's going to be like, okay, I'll be fit. Yeah, you're going to kind of trick away to make them both lose and then go out as a 3 games. You know that's going to happen. There is no way this anime actually makes her, I don't know, lose something else. It's never going to happen. It could have happened, but I just don't feel the anime has it in it. And that is a huge issue there, because you feel, at least I feel, when I watch the facility, there is no actual tension there. This is just like a filler episode in a way, because you need to kind of get this through this, beat this person and then go on. But because the actual game is so extremely uninteresting, the actual game is to just flip these cards. It's completely luck-based. Of course, there was cheating on mirror thing, but that was whatever. It's boring too. Especially as Yumeko has said, the best hit episode is like, I hate you because you are not even trying to win or trying to gamble right, so you are uninteresting to me. You're boring. So that was absolutely the best hit. But I just felt all alone like this is whatever anime, and I just like, wow. They could have skipped this whole episode for me. I don't think it would have cared for a second. And they took them, and I have to look at this and say, took them 2 episodes. This is the longest gambling they've had. If you look at the episode-wise, 2 episodes. And they had like 3 rounds, took like a minute each. So basically in 2 episodes, they had maybe like 2 minutes of gambling, right? Like in total. And the thing is that you can say, oh yeah, but the other scenes are awesome, the faces are awesome and so on. And I necessarily don't disagree with that if you like that. However, though, I don't think even that was that good either, to be honest. Like, even if... So let's ignore the gambling part, which is easy to do, and you say, okay, look at the faces, was it good, was that interesting? Yeah, it has some good scenes there, of course, with her. But I think that is also really slow paced, right? Isn't that also really slow paced? Am I feeling that? Like, it took them 2 episodes to get, like, yeah, that weird scene there was like crying and Yumeko mad, kinda, like Yumeko evil or mad scene, face something, right? And I've seen some random face with like, yeah, okay, and the eye scene, I suppose, but like we got that of 3 episodes of it, like those 3 scenes. The rest of them, well, there was upside down on the table. The upside down thing with the camera, that was pretty cool actually. That was good. It has 4, I would say 4 scenes, I suppose then, out of 2 episodes. That was pretty cool. They were pretty epic, but rest of that weren't very interesting. Especially especially that does really remind me again of episode 6 then, and that episode was really bad. That especially that episode, the build-up episode for this episode, and that episode is just completely pointless. And this episode here is like, yeah, it has some good scenes, I guess. So all of all, it's like for me, it's like 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 or so. But because I really don't even think they managed to get those scenes good either. Yeah, okay, there were one scene there, but not really, I think, to be honest. Not even look at the time frame, like a 40-minute time frame, and you get like, what, 3 minutes or so of like really good scenes. That's not a good investment, so I think that is weird. Anime is so weird, it's so inefficient. It's so inefficient, it never has any build-up. Also very predictable. I knew that she was gonna play out and lose some purpose, both of them. This is so obvious. I said it when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, she's gonna get 0 points too, clearly. It's like obviously gonna happen. It's predictable, and I guess also the behavior is predictable as well, because they all have the same behavior in a way, right? They all have like maximum craziness. That's the only behavior they have. So it's also pretty predictable in a sense. Even though she differed with having another personality, they all had this kind of like, deep down insanity, right? And that I also think is pretty bad, because like you have different cast of characters, but they all feel kind of similar in the end, don't they? I think so. Anyway, that's what we will see you guys next week, and have a great day.